Good morning, children. Today we are going to do chapter number 11 from your Real English book. It is a poem titled Life and written by Henry Van Dyke. Henry Van Dyke was an American writer and priest, and he has written many poems on religious themes. Now, the poem Life by Henry Van Dyke is a beautiful inspirational poem. It is a beautiful poem, easy poem, and it inspires you to have a positive attitude in life. Depicting, it shows the poet's determination to live a purposeful, positive, and fruitful life. In the second stanza, the poet expresses his determination to live a great life. Now, children, the poem Life by Henry Van Dyke inspires you, it motivates you. When you read this poem, you know that everyone should have a positive attitude in life and hope for the best and should do a lot of things in one's life. And this poem shows his determination to live a great life, and he hopes that his life will be the best at the last turn, or the last part of his life is going to be the best. Now let us read the poem first. Let me but live my life from year to year with forward face and unreluctant soul, not hurrying to, nor turning from the goal, not mourning for the things that disappear in the dim past, nor holding back in fear from what the future veils, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. Now, the first stanza, as you can see, has 8 lines, and the second stanza has 6. So, a total of 14 lines. Such poems which have 14 lines are called sonnets. We will talk about sonnet later on, but first let us start discussing the poem. The poet says that he wants to live his life from year to year. That means that he does not want to plan his whole life in advance, but wants to take things as they happen. So he doesn't want to plan his life in advance, many years in advance. He wants to just live his life from year to year and wants to take things as they happen with forward face and unreluctant soul. He wants to always keep his face forward. That means he wants to look ahead. He doesn't want to look back. An unreluctant soul. He doesn't want to hesitate at all. He wants to go on and on and on forward. Sorry. Not hurrying to, not turning from the goal. He wants to look at the goal, keep his goal always in the mind. He doesn't want to hurry to the goal, but then he does not even want to turn back or leave that goal. He wants to go on and on forward in life till he achieves his goal, not mourning for the things that disappear in the dim past. Now you have to take this 1.5 line together. not mourning for the things that disappear. Now, do you know when do we mourn and what is the meaning of the word mourning? Mourning means feeling and expressing sadness because someone has died or something is lost. Here, of course, mourning is used for feeling sad. Now he says that I do not want to mourn for the things that disappear in the dim past. Means he does not want to mourn or feel sad for the past, for the things he has lost, or the things which have gone away from his life, which have disappeared in the past, nor holding back in fear from what the future wails. He does not want to be scared of the future. He doesn't want to hold back, that he doesn't want to stop or pause because he is afraid of the future. The future is not certain because it is veiled or it is hidden behind the present. But then he doesn't want to mourn or feel sad for the things that are over for his past, nor does he want to be scared of the future, which is still not clear. It is hidden behind the present, but with a whole and happy heart. But he wants to go on moving in this journey of life with a whole and a happy heart. That means wholeheartedly and happily. That pays its toll to youth and age. Now life has to pay a tax or fee to youth and age. Why? Because youth and age are two different phases of life. Youth is a period when you can achieve a lot, and so life pays a tax to the young age and to all the ages and travels on with cheer. Though he has to pay this tax or fee, still he travels on cheerfully. That means when you are young, you have a lot of energy, you can achieve a lot of things. But as you grow older and older, your energy decreases. You may not be so hopeful, but then also he wants to go on traveling cheerfully with a happy face. Now the second stanza. What does he say in the second stanza? Let us first read. So let the way wind up the hill or down, o'er rough or smooth, the journey will be joy. Still seeking what I sought when but a boy. New friendship, high adventure, and a crown. My heart will keep the courage of the quest and hope the road's last turn will be the best. The poem ends on a very positive note. Let us see what the poet says in the second stanza. He says, though the way wind up the hill or down, that means though the journey of life may go up, there may be happiness, it may be full of joy, or it may go down. You may have a loss, you may have a lot of problems. Whether the journey or life is rough or smooth. Rough is the opposite of smooth. Smooth is when you don't have any troubles, everything is comfortable, everything is good in your life. Rough is when you have troubles, you have worries, and so you feel that it is quite rough. But he says whether it goes up or it goes down, whether it is rough with a lot of problems or it is smooth and comfortable, the journey will be a joy. He wants to go on with the journey of life, and he says it will be a joy. Still seeking what I sought when but a boy. So he does not feel that because his boyhood is over, because now he is older, he has to leave the things which he was seeking when he was a boy, which he was looking for when he was a boy. And what are those three things he was looking for as a boy? New friendship. He wanted to make new friends, more and more new and good friends. High adventure. He always loved high adventure and still does. And a crown. As you know, crown is something which a king wears on his head, but then here crown means a high position. So these three things, new friendship, high adventure, and a high position, were the things he wanted as a boy, and he is still looking for these things. He has not given up on them. My heart will keep the courage of the quest. He says that his heart will keep the courage. That means he will be courageous and will go on and on in his long search and find new friendship, look for high adventure and a high position, and hope the road's last turn will be the best. Now, this line you really need to pay attention, because this is a very important line. It sums up his philosophy of life. He hopes that his life will be the best at the last turn. That means he is very hopeful. He has a lot of hope. He is positive. He has courage, and he feels that he must go on and on and on, always looking forward, never regretting the past, never being scared of the future, and keep on moving, though it may be an uphill journey or a downhill journey, and he hopes that this journey will be the best at the last turn. That means people normally are afraid of old age. What will happen to them when they grow old? They are afraid of the last few years of life. But our poet is full of hope, and he says that the last part of his life is going to be the best. Wasn't this poem a really motivating one, which inspires you to have a positive attitude in life and to always stay cheerful? Very easy, but full of very, very important messages which the poet wants to give to all of us. Now let us look at the new words. Please underline them as I'm reading, and you must underline with a pencil. I hope everyone has the book open on page number 75. First, the words from the first stanza. First word forward, second word unreluctant. These two words are in the second line of the poem. Now in the next line, hurrying and goal. The next line, two words, hurrying and goal. Then the fifth line, you have, no, in the fourth line, You have morning and disappear. So the second line, forward, unreluctant. Third line, hurrying and goal. Fourth line, morning and disappear. Then please leave a line, go to the sixth line where you have the word Wales. Veils, which means that covers or hides. Toll in the next line, that is the seventh line of the first stanza. And in the last line of the first stanza, there are two more words which we are going to see. Those two words are travels and cheer. Have you got 10 words? Please count the number of words and also see whether you have underlined the correct words. Now let us underline the new words from stanza number 2. In the second line of stanza 2, rough, smooth, journey. There are three words, rough, smooth and journey. Then in the third line of the second stanza, two more words, seeking and sought. Then next line, you have three words, friendship, adventure and crown. I'll repeat. In the fourth line, you have friendship, adventure, crown. Now in the fifth line of the second stanza, you have two words, courage, quest. Now you should have in all a total of 20 new words. Please check whether you have underlined all 20 and also whether you have underlined the words which I have mentioned. Now we come to the word bank. As I have explained in the poem, unreluctant means not hesitating. Unreluctant is the opposite of reluctant, and reluctant means hesitating. So unreluctant means not hesitating. Mourning, feeling and expressing sadness because someone has died or something is lost. Third word, actually it is a phrase, holding back means not acting, just staying where you are without doing anything because you are scared. Veils, covers or hides. Fifth word, toll, a tax or fee paid for a privilege. Sixth word is a contraction. Its full form is over. Seventh, crown here in this poem means a high position. And the last word in our word bank today is quest, which means a long search. Now let us see a little bit and know a little bit about the poet Henry Van Dyke. He was born in the year 1852 and died in 1933. Dyke was an American writer and priest. He wrote poems, essays, and stories that had religious themes. So he wrote poems, which we have, one of these poems we have, essays and short stories that had religious themes. He also taught at Princeton University and the University of Paris. Now you may know, or some of you may be knowing, that Princeton University and the University of Paris are two of the very famous universities of the world, and teaching there is a matter of pride. So he also taught at Princeton University and the University of Paris. Now let us look at the summary of the poem, see what the poet tells us in this beautiful poem. Now the poem Life by Henry Van Dyke is a beautiful poem that tells us about poet's determination to live a life with a purpose, with a goal, and have a positive attitude. He doesn't want to plan ahead, but he wants to live his life from year to year and always be cheerful. In the first stanza, the poet says that he wants to live his life without any hesitation, always moving towards his goal without any hurry or any distraction. He always wants to look forward. He doesn't want to hurry, but then he doesn't want to look back either. He just wants to live in the present from year to year without planning too much and without regretting the past. He just wants to live in the present without feeling sad for the things which he has lost in the past, and also without any fear of the future which we don't know in the present, but then he wants to live his life happily with a lot of positivity in the present without any regrets or complaints for the past and without any fears about the future. In the second stanza, that was the first stanza. Now, in the second stanza, the poet says that he is determined to live a great life. He wants to have a great life, a very good life. He says that he is not scared of the uphill road of life. He says that he is not scared of going uphill in his life, or whether it's rough road or smooth road, or whether it is downhill journey. He will go on traveling. He will travel on with joy, cheerfully and happily. He still seeks what he looked for, and still at this age, even at this age, the poet looks for things which he was looking for as a boy: new friendship, high adventure, and high position. He says that his long search or quest is never going to stop. He hopes that his life would be the best at the last turn. He thinks that the last part of his life is going to be the best, and he looks forward to it. Thank you, children. Today's homework I will be giving in the ERP app. You will have to write the new words twice and the word bank once in your English notebook. I'll repeat, you have to write the word meanings from the word bank once and new words twice in your English notebook. Keep smiling. Take care. Thank you.